Good evening from Clorina. It is the Lions of Limerick Premier Intermediate Hurling Championship. It is the Group 2 Round 1 meeting of Kildimo Pallaskenry and Mungret St. Paul's. Throw-in is just a couple of moments away. The referee for this evening's game is Eamon Stapleton from Doon. The Mungret team, as per programme, is in goals: number 1, Conor O'Brien, a full backline of Conor Flahav, Ronan Kirby, Owen Mulcahy, a half backline of Conor Hellawell, Brian Barry and Liam Harrington. Rory Duff and Owen O'Doherty are at midfield. Patrick Begley, Cian O'Brien and Niall Mulcahy are in the half forward line, while Paul O'Brien, Michael Mullins and Brendan Giltinan make up the full forward line. Cian O'Brien is the captain for Mungret St. Paul's. The Kildimo Pallaskenry team for this evening's clash is in goals: number 1, John Chalk, the full backline of Luke O'Keefe, Cian Hayes and Kevin O'Connell, a half backline of Lorcan O'Leary, Barry O'Connell and Cathal Downs. Tony McCarthy and Peter Nash are at midfield. Sean Barry, Kyle Hayes and Conor Staff make up the half forward line, while Darren O'Connell, Liam Griffin and Jack O'Keefe are the full forward line. Jack O'Keefe replaces Rory Maher as per programme, so it's 13, 14 and 17 in the full forward line, while Kyle Hayes is the team captain. The match official, Eamon Stapleton, calls the two captains the two number 11s, Cian O'Brien for Mungret and Kyle Hayes of Kildimo Pallaskenry. Both these sides were county semi-finalists last year, while Kildimo managed to make the final but were beaten by Blackrock after a replay, while Mungret fell to Blackrock in their semi-final. It's at the moment a dry evening here in Clorina, but quite overcast, and rain is threatening. Throw-in just seconds away. Kildimo Pallaskenry playing up the hill here in Clorina in the first half. There is a very, very minor breeze which will assist Mungret in this first half, but nothing too considerable. So Stapleton whistle in the lips, ball in hand. And the 2020 Lions of Limerick Premier Intermediate Hurling Championship is underway, and Tony McCarthy of Kildimo Pallaskenry is the first man on the ball, and he looks for Jack O'Keefe, a late inclusion in the Kildimo team. And O'Keefe is deemed to have fouled Conor Flahav on that occasion, and a chance for Mungret to clear their lines. A late change in the Mungret team sees Patrick Begley, number 10, replaced by number 17, Shane Barry. Looks like it's going to be a straight swap in the half forward line. Owen O'Doherty driving forward. Hand pass is just too long, and Barry O'Connell maps it up for Kildimo Pallaskenry. O'Connell straight up the middle from O'Connell, a powerful runner. His hand pass towards Conor Staff, and Staff is adjudged to have fouled his man, and it's going to be another free out for Mungret. Sloppy start with hand passing from both sides, but just over a minute gone here, so plenty of time to fix that. Brian Barry elects to go along with this one. Michael Mullins catches that one, and it just have thrown it. So another free there. Michael Mullins not too happy with that one, but Eamon Stapleton was just a couple of metres away. And for descent, the ball appears to have been brought forward. In fact, it is from the original position. And John Chalk, a man who has taken part in plenty of puck fodders down the years, Chalk has scored frees and penalties for Kildimo Pallaskenry. Probably won't fancy it up the hill here, but it will go a long way. He takes it short to Barry O'Connell. Scrappy in around the middle as Paul O'Brien, the Mungret marksman, out around the middle, maps it up, and he finds Shane Barry. Barry long towards Michael Mullins. What can he do with it this time? Chooses the stick pass this time. Back to the advancing Barry, but it's overturned. Larkin O'Leary turns it over for Kildimo Pallaskenry. And the ball has gone out. It's going to be Kildimo Pallaskenry with the first line ball of the game. Interesting, nearly 3 minutes gone. We've yet to have a shot at either goal as Liam Griffin cuts it. But again, it's intercepted by Conor Hellewell. But he's turned over by Darren O'Connell, a new member of John Kiley's Limerick Senior Hurling panel for 2020. O'Connell. And his judge have thrown the ball away from himself there. And another sloppy free to give away from Kildimo Pallaskenry. That's 3 already by their forwards in around inside the Mungret 45, and Mungret can clear the lines once more. Mungret advancing. The first shot of the game is the first point of the game. After nearly 3.5 minutes, it's Brendan Giltonan with the game's opening score. From the game's opening shot, John Chalk. We went short with that free a moment ago. Will he go long? He goes short once again to Cian Hayes, and Chalk, using those extra meters, does go long this time. Kyle Hayes operating more or less at the edge of the square, and Kyle Hayes, the captain of the team this year, brings a huge roar from the limited number of Kildimo spectators here. Excellent finish off his left. We've seen it so many times in the last few years in the Limerick jersey, and he's doing it again for his club. We're level after 4 minutes. Liam Griffin in around the square, misjudged by Kyle Hayes, and Ronan Kirby. Ronan Kirby hand passes it away. Kyle Hayes flicks him with the hurley, illegally so, and it looks like he's going to be the first man into Eamon Stapleton's notebook. Lazy, I think, is the worst word to describe that from Hayes, and it is a yellow card after just 4.5 minutes for Kyle Hayes. A wonderful point a moment ago, but disappointing there to pick up a yellow. Kildimo Pallaskenry are managed by Natal O'Grady, who last evening was a coach selector for his native Patrickswell, as they saw off Adair on a 3-23 to 26 scoreline. So Natal has been busy this week, also involved with the Patrickswell under 21s, as his side here now tonight. Kildimo Pallaskenry regain possession. A low ball looking for Kyle Hayes, but there's a sweeper in front of him there, and Mungret, well, they didn't gather it there, but this is Liam Griffin. Griffin off his left. He's a sharp shooter, and Liam Griffin, his first score today, and Kildimo Pallaskenry have their first lead. 5.5 minutes on the clock. Excellent shot from Griffin at this near touchline off his left. Split the sticks beautifully, and Kildimo into the lead. Connor Staff is fouled there. Cian O'Brien lazy in the tackle, and another free for Kildimo. Of course, these sides in Group 2 of the Lyons of Limerick Premier Intermediate Hurling Championship. Elsewhere in this group this weekend, Cappamore and Brewery will face off. That's in Kilteely on Sunday at 7 p.m. Of course, the championship split in half. Normally a group of 8, as Liam Griffin puts that free wide for the first wide of the day. But this championship normally one group of 8 teams. Everyone plays 7 games, but obviously with COVID-19 that has been curtailed, so split in half, 2 groups of 4. And this group is made up of both these sides, as well as Cappamore and Brewery, as I said. Mungret getting battled up in their own half. Roy Duff lays it off, and Mungret clear. Brendan Giltonan, a score of an early point, lays it off here to Conor Hellewell. Looks direct to Michael Mullins. Mullins can't gather it, and the ball goes all the way wide. That's the first wide from Mungret's point of view. Good ball by Hellewell, but good full-back play there by Cian Hayes, not allowing Michael Mullins to grasp it. So John Chalk went short the last time, surveying his options, and he goes long here beyond the far 65. Good play by Cian O'Brien. draws the free. Did lay off the hand pass to Michael Mullins, but the referee unsatisfied that there was an advantage accruing. So the opening scoreable free for Mungret. Paul O'Brien, number 13, will come out and take it. Chance to level the game. So O'Brien normally so accurate from these. Chance to open his account after just 8 minutes. And Paul O'Brien has found the levelling score. He's also hit a car. He hit it so high over the net. We're level though at 2 points apiece. Chalk goes short this time. Luke O'Keefe. Quick 1-2 with Cian Hayes, and O'Keefe driving out with it. Delivers the long ball towards Kyle Hayes, who has, unlike his number, is playing a full forward. And Hayes is fouled this time. Bit of retribution there for Ronan Kirby, who was fouled a couple of moments ago. And a tricky angle, but a chance again for Kildimo to restore that early lead. Elsewhere this weekend in Group 1 of this second tier competition, we have 2018 runners-up Rough. They're facing Knockany. That's in Kilbreedy. And you have Glenrue, the intermediate winners, against Drummond at Lacka in Kilmallock. Both games 7 p.m. on Saturday evening, as Liam Griffin lands his first free of the day. It's 3 points to 2. Conor O'Brien switches play across to the far touchline. Roy Duff is blocked down, but it finds its way to Brendan Gilton, but it spills out. Duff again gets a hold of it. Ball goes low into Paul O'Brien on the score sheet a moment ago. Right, can he do something for play? Takes on his man, that is Luke O'Keefe. And he is fouled by O'Keefe. Again, like many frees, disputed. But a foul there by O'Keefe, and a chance for Paul O'Brien to level the game once again. So O'Brien off his left, lifting and striking. Doesn't give that much height, but exactly enough to level the game. His second free, 3 points apiece, and we've just over 10 minutes on the clock. Chalk goes, well, not quite short this time, but drills one into the hand of Liam Griffin, and Griffin looking straight away for Darren O'Connell on that left corner forward position. O'Connell is pushed to the floor. Foul there by Owen Mulcahy. And a very similar position for Liam Griffin from the one he landed a couple of minutes ago. 1 from 2 so far. He'll fancy his chances of making that 2 from 3. The Kildimo fans like that, as Griffin raises another white flag. 4 points to 3 now. The puck out that Kildimo weren't set for, and Mungret, and that has gone over the bar. And Liam Harrington off his left, lovely score, just caught the puck out, drove on a few yards, and off his left levelled the game once again. Chalk to Peter Nash, 2 members of the Limerick senior football panel. John Chalk as a reserve goalkeeper, Peter Nash as a forward. They're linking up here in the hurling field. Barry O'Connell looked to go quick a moment ago, but eventually rises and strikes towards Darren O'Connell. 1 free a moment ago. Will he get his first shot of the game? He will. Found loads of room there. And Darren O'Connell, the familiar yellow helmet, restores that lead 5 points to 4. Good thinking by O'Connell into his namesake. Darren, no, not related as far as I'm aware, but well executed score from Darren O'Connell. Tony McCarthy kicks it forward. Sean Barry, powerful young player. And Sean Barry, it just tails off there. And a second wide for Kildimo, but good play by Barry to pick up the loose ball. And just easy shot tail off. And that was a chance to double the lead. Conor Hillwell here. Kyle Hayes in the mix there. Kyle Hayes gets it to hand. Good work by Kildimo. The roar will tell you all you need to know. Kyle Hayes extends the lead, his second point. Good work there by his teammate Connor Staff, forcing the turnover. Kyle gobbled it up and off the left, shortened the stick and just tapped it over. Mungret now with through Rory Duff, off to Niall Mulcahy. Niall Mulcahy is under severe pressure and he hits another wide for his side, their second. That's 2 apiece on the wides. And once again, interesting to see what John Chalk can do from here. It's been a mixture of puckouts from Chalk so far. Plays it straight up the middle to Liam Griffin, but he's unable to grasp it. And Niall Mulcahy. Niall Mulcahy wide a moment ago, but a great score there. Good turnover by Mungret. And 5 points now for them. 6 for Kildimo Pallaskenry. Of course, Kildimo Pallaskenry officially one club since 2016. They were Kilulta Gales, an amalgamation for a couple of years. As another turnover there. The table containing the water bottles has met a Mungret player and finds its way onto the deck. They have a couple of minutes before the water break to fix that. Liam Griffin with the sideline cut. It's going to be in around the square. It's just tailing off and unable to find a teammate. And there is the water break, so Kildimo will have to find their water bottles, which found the floor. But 15 minutes and 20 seconds gone here. 6 points to 5. Intriguing stuff so far. The water break, of course, one of the new COVID-19 measures brought in by the GAA. So a chance for everyone to grasp their bet after just 15 and a half minutes.
Just tell me when you want to go back on. Once there, so don't worry about it.
Eamon Stapleton gives them a little bit longer than is prescribed, but a good frantic opening to the game, so well earned by both teams. Mungret still in their huddle. It is just a water break, not a timeout or anything else like that. It's not half time. Kildimo probably will be the happier to have their nose in front so far, but plenty of hurling still to do in this one. These sides have met in the last 2 seasons, both played here in Clorina. Kildimo winning last season on a 2-16 to 19 point scoreline. John Chalk, their goalkeeper, with a penalty, and Sean Barry with the other goal. But the previous year it was Mungret who emerged victorious on a 19 point to 2-11 scoreline. As I said, both games played here in Clorina, which is exactly between the two places. Kildimo Pallaskenry, a couple of kilometres back the N69, and Mungret just a few short minutes away the other direction on the N69. As we're back underway here, another turnover from Kildimo as Jack O'Keefe takes a solo, throws it up. It's going to fall short. Conor O'Brien tidies it up, finds Liam Harrington on the score sheet at the other end, and he looked to find Owner Doherty, the vice captain. Doherty a little bit aimless there, unable to find a red shirt. And the running game in full flow here, and Tony McCarthy, well, I'm not sure what he saw there, but he'll be disappointed with that. Normally so assured in possession. Probably expected Darren O'Connell to make a dart across the pitch, but just didn't happen for the two of them, and the ball trickles for another wide for Kildimo, their 4th in total. Cahildowns still under 19. He's on the under 20s team when that resumes later in the year. Brian Barry wins a free out from Mungret. Kyle Hayes involved once again, and an obvious tactic from Kildimo to really put the Mungret corner wing backs under pressure and force that turnover. You can hear, certainly from where I'm standing, Natal O'Grady pushing his side on to turn that ball over, but it's Mungret now in possession. Ball finds its way back here to Owner Doherty. Doherty looking for Mullins inside. Good play by Cian Hayes, forces the ball to trickle over the line for another wide. Michael Mullins not able to gather that one. Cian Hayes, of course, is Kyle's older brother, has captained this team in the past. John Chalk eventually finds Kyle. Kyle Hayes that looks across for his inter-county teammate Darren O'Connell. O'Connell to hand, a hurley's fall to the ground, and Darren O'Connell, the arm was out for advantage. Brilliant play there from Darren O'Connell. Darren O'Connell's 2nd score as Eamon Stapleton goes in to have a word with Owen Mulcahy. Mulcahy lost his hurley, pulled O'Connell back, still couldn't stop him. In fact, it's Conor Flahav, the number 2, who has switched over there. He's wearing that white helmet. He gets a yellow card for his foul along there. So 7 points to 5. The Roars will tell you all you need to know. Another turnover, a free one this time. Kyle Hayes, Connor Staff, Liam Griffin all involved there, and ball over carried on the way out there, and another chance for Liam Griffin to put the ball over the bar as the Mungret St. Paul's manager Shawnee Barry makes his way across the pitch. Really not happy with his defence there. Liam Griffin drops short. Won't be happy with that one, but he will try to win it back here as Owner Doherty finds his midfield partner. That's Rory Duff. Duff, good skills by Duff, who is studying in UL at the moment. Certainly will be once the 3rd level education resumes.
Well done.
Oh, Kildimo Pallaskenry really busy around that middle to turn over the ball as Liam Griffin, well, a couple of Mungret shirts swarm him this time. Roles reversed as he is judged to have thrown the ball out there. He did find Jack O'Keefe, but Eamon Stapleton, to be fair to him, right on the scene, and he deems it a throw. It's a couple of throws on either side now, so a chance for Mungret to clear their lines. Well, in fact, Paul O'Brien is coming all the way back. He fancies his chances from in around his own 45, just in front of it, I think. Be their first score since the water break. But it's not going there, is it? No, it tails just to the left. A good effort by O'Brien, but just didn't have the accuracy. Had the legs. Didn't really worry John Chalk though, as it just tailed off to his right and to the left of the goals as Chalk goes long. Oh, Mulcahy maps it up, but again Kyle Hayes is there. Hayes goes direct. Finds Sean Barry. Barry stood up. The shirt appeared to be pulled with Barry. The ball has gone wide. Sean Barry battled up there by a couple of Mungret men. And the puck out left to be taken again as the whistle had not gone. It was still players inside the 21. Conor O'Brien thought he might have a bit of work to do there, but his defence did well to force the wide.
Well done, yeah.
Luke O'Keefe clears it out. It's going to be a line ball for Mungret. Who's taking it? Paul O'Brien. So Paul O'Brien off target with a free a minute ago. Sideline cut's going to go short as well. And it goes wide. Again, Michael Mullins unable to get on to the end of that. 5 wides now for Mungret. They find themselves 2 points down after nearly 25 minutes of action. We will, of course, have a couple of extra minutes due to the water break at the end of this first half. Kyle Hayes has moved out from the full forward position to his more familiar half forward line as Peter Nash looks for Darren O'Connell. But a good cornerback play there from Conor Flahav. Booked a moment ago, but out in front that time. And kind of says to Darren O'Connell, you're not going to get the better of me that easy. Wins a free and a chance for Conor O'Brien to clear the ball for Mungret. They'll be disappointed with their ball retention so far, especially in their own half back line, and the full back line is Kildimo have put on the pressure. Barry O'Connell again. A bit aimless from O'Connell. Probably thinking Darren was still over that side, but he hadn't moved. This is Rory Duff. One of a number of white helmets on the field. Duff driving through the middle, lays it off. And that's Niall Mulcahy. Yep, the umpires like it. Niall Mulcahy likes it, and that's his second point. And that's actually the first point in nearly 10 minutes. Now, I know we had a water break, but that's a much needed score for Mungret. Mulcahy got their last, and he's got this one too. Back to a point, 7 points to 6. John Chalk looks for Kyle Hayes, but doesn't find him. As Conor Hellewell finds Paul O'Brien. O'Brien is fouled. Stapleton adamant that was a foul. Kildimo Pallaskenry, of course, naturally enough, don't agree. And O'Brien, off target with a very, very long range free a couple of minutes ago, has a chance to knock over his third place ball of the evening. Keeps this one low. And Paul O'Brien is happy with that, as Mungret are level, 7-7. With just 3 minutes of normal time left in this first half. A short puck out by Chalk. Again, a tactic we'd seen from Stephen O'Keefe of Waterford before, to go short to the full back, take it back, and then go as long as possible. Darren O'Connell gets it. Into Kyle Hayes. Kyle Hayes, he's pulled back. Well, it is a penalty. Mungret are adamant that it was outside. It's going to be a penalty for Kildimo Pallaskenry. Darren O'Connell lays it off to Kyle Hayes. We don't like to see him coming at you. The arms went out straight away. It was Ronan Kirby, I believe, who pulled him back. Now, he did appear to signal a penalty, but there is a number of Mungret players on the line. The number of players on the line would suggest it's actually just a free. The Kildimo Pallaskenry supporters are adamant that it should be a penalty, but Eamon Stapleton is on airing. He's not going to move. He's going to leave it as a free. So Liam Griffin, he'll have a chance for his 4th point, although maybe the goal is on. Although given John Chalk's power from frees, if he was going to go for goal, you'd fancy Chalk to be up for it instead. So it looks like Griffin will just tap it over. Ronan Kirby fixes his helmet as Liam Griffin taps the ball over the bar, and an 8-7 lead for Kildimo there. Not too happy at all about that, but Kyle Hayes stopped by Kirby. And Griffin restores the lead. A poor puck out here now. Liam Griffin gets it off Kyle Hayes' interception. And Liam Griffin, his fifth point for Griffin, his 2nd from play. And it's a 2-point lead once again for Kildimo. It's 9 points to 7. The puck out finds a Mungret shirt this time. Rory Duff. Duff across to Owen Mulcahy. Low ball from Mulcahy. As Kildimo turned over again. Peter Nash hand passes it to Kyle Hayes. Will he split the sticks? He looks instead for Cathal Downs. Downs. Good pressure from O'Brien, the Mungret captain, but Cathal Downs opens his account for the evening. Lovely score from Downs. Another man with a white helmet. There must be hot off the shelves as Mungret again lose a puck out. Peter Nash this time. Nash. But Mungret come away with it as there's this incident off the ball here. Peter Nash is on the deck. Kildimo spectators not happy, but the play goes on. Mungret with through Rory Duff. Sean Barry here with the ball now for Kildimo. Kildimo very not happy to see Peter Nash end up on the deck there. Didn't see it now myself, so can't comment, but he did end up on the deck after bumping into a Mungret player appeared, and ball comes across here to number 17. That is Jack O'Keefe. Well, Jack O'Keefe wide there, so we're going to stop the play here as Peter Nash is still on the floor. Natal O'Grady speaking to the linesman. Eamon Stapleton coming in to assess the situation. He's going to speak to his linesman. Nash remains on the floor. Ten, isn't it? Yeah, Michael Mullins is called out here. The linesman has seen something. Nash is back up. Appears to be okay. Michael Mullins found himself dragged out from full forward. Gets involved with Peter Nash. It looks like he's going to go into the book here. It's a yellow card for Mullins.
Chicken for dinner, was it?
So Michael Mullins into the book as we're at 31 and a half minutes on the clock. Mungret could do with a score. 3 unanswered now from Kildimo. Could do with a score before the break. Long ball in, looking for perhaps Mullins. Snapped up here by the yellow helmet, but blocked down. Mulcahy is blocked down, but it finds its way towards Mullins. But Barry O'Connell is around on the cover. O'Connell, a member of the Limerick panel in 2018 that secured the coveted All-Ireland. O'Connell finds his midfielder, Tony McCarthy, goes long, and the ball breaks to another man wearing a midfield number. That's Owen O'Doherty. He's dropped back, the Mungret man, and it's good hand passing here. And it's Rory Duff now who's going to pick it up. Duff through 2 tackles. Mungret going with a short game here. Owen O'Doherty comes all around on the loop. No one picked him up. And the man they call Dockers splits the stick. A badly needed score there. Just over 32 minutes gone, and Owen O'Doherty gets Mungret's 8 point. 3 unanswered now, so that's silenced the Kildimo spectators somewhat. Can't be long left in this half. Cathal Downs, good first touch into the hand. Battled up there. Lovely bit of play by Niall Mulcahy. Mulcahy looking for his third. That will be the best of the lot if it goes over, and it does. Niall Mulcahy. Well, that was a beautiful turnover. He read exactly what Cathal Downs is going to do. Nicked it off him and off his right. Split the sticks. Brilliant score. And back to a point. It's Kildimo getting themselves in a spot of bother here again. And too many steps. He did appear to be tripped. And something we'd seen much at the other end, a turnover resulting in a free. We've seen it now at this end. And it was Paul O'Brien who effectively wins his own free here. A chance to level it. Probably going to be the last action of this first half. Straight over the black spot here in Clorina. Paul O'Brien's fourth free, yet to really have a massive impact from play, although he did force that free there, so good work by O'Brien. 10 points apiece, and we're still playing in this opening half. Ball goes in direct towards Kyle Hayes. He's migrated back to the full forward line. Gobbles up that loose ball again. Kyle Hayes through a tackle. Kyle Hayes, his third effort. And he's definitely doing damage there once he gets into full forward. Is Hayes. Lovely score that time again off his left, all three of them off his left hand side. Straight between the sticks as Mungret looked to answer back once again. Line ball to Mungret would appear. Not quite sure what the referee's giving here. He's going to give a throw ball. I think he blew the whistle there prematurely before the ball went out of play, so he had to resume with a throw ball. But in any case, Mungret have it again. They had it before that interruption. Barry O'Connell around in the cover. There's no one really on him today, O'Connell. And that's the last action of the first half. A half which has ebbed and flowed, but it's a half that sees Kildimo Pallaskenry into the narrowest of leads. It's 11 points to 10 here in Clorina. The rain has greeted this second half. We're just a few seconds away. It's, as a reminder, the scoreline: Kildimo Pallaskenry with their nose in front, 11 points to 10. Appears to be no changes, but if there are any changes, I'll confirm them as I have them. So not a puff of wind here in Clorina, but the rain has come, so defences will want to be careful. This game on a knife edge, and the second half is underway. Ball finds its way out here to that's number 7, Liam Harrington, and cleared up the field by Mungret. Can they level the game early in the second half? The captain now, Cian O'Brien. O'Brien battled up, drops the sliotar, has to kick it, and there's good work there by the Kildimo defence. Not really given an inch the early start to the second half. Barry O'Connell picking up a nice bit of space again. The hurley was played there. Michael Mullins has been replaced on the Mungret team by Brian O'Mara. So that's Brian O'Mara will be wearing number 18. And Michael Mullins was 14, just booked there late in the half for a clash with Peter Nash. And his day is done. So Brian O'Mara will be looking for a bit more joy than Mullins got off Cian Hayes. Cian Hayes using all his experience in the first half to deny Mullins any extra space. So John Chalk with a free on his own 45. You wouldn't bet against him putting it over, but it is still a monumental distance to cover. Game just halted here as an injury to one of the Mungret defenders. interesting to observe Natal O'Grady at half-time, the Kildimo Pallaskenry Banishtor. He was irate, but his players really firing them up. Similar enough to last evening during a couple of stoppages in the Patrick Swell game. They were in a spot of bother there, but he got them fired up to close it out against the there as John Chalk gets the action back underway, landing it in around the square. Darren O'Connell unable to grab it, but Kyle Hayes is on the loose ball. Hayes looks to be tailing. It is. Hayes with the first notable shot of this second half, but narrowly wide. Unable to add to his 3 points in the first half. Up the middle here is Shane Barry. Barry is fouled. And that will be the Mungret's opening opportunity in the second half, and a chance to level it. The largest lead of the game so far was 3 points for Kildimo. And very unlikely that either side is going to pull clear the way it's been going, but we'll see what Paul O'Brien can do from his 4 points from frees in the first half. Going through his routine. 5 points from frees now, and the side level 11 points apiece. You may notice a few extra spectators who are outside the ground but looking in over that wall here in Clorina. Every vantage point catered for. Mopped up by Niall Mulcahy. He has done some good damage further up the field. Niall Mulcahy battled up by Kyle Hayes. And another free. This time it's been brought forward. Kildimo player straight into the ref, into his ear. And suddenly this free comes very scoreable for O'Brien. It was certainly scoreable where it was, but has now become an awful lot easier. A couple of inches ahead of the 65 line. And the shouts of well done, Paulie, as he gives Mungret, I should say, the lead in the second half. Mungret this year managed by Shawnee Barry, but Liam Cronin of Cappamore is in as the coach for the year. A man with plenty of coaching experience is Cronin, and plenty of playing experience in his day with the East Limerick side, Cappamore. So could be happy with their start to the second half. 2 points to no score, and they have their nose in front. And a push in the back on the half-time substitute, Brian O'Mara. And O'Brien, well, if you give him the opportunities, he'll knock those frees over all day. And he's been given another one here, much closer to goal, probably about 21 metres out at an angle. So he'll fancy his chances, as Kyle Hayes has been signalled to come out from full forward. Likely to be a target from this puck out here, just off camera there, as Sean Barry seems to swap with him. Sean Barry gone into the edge of the square. And Paul O'Brien makes no mistake, and a 2 point lead is suddenly for Mungret. 3 in a row for them. It's Cian Hayes tidies it up and goes long, but goes all the way through there. Mungret on a hold, but it's Ronan Kirby. Man who I don't believe featured last year for Mungret, but has worked his way back into the side for 2020. Connor Staff is blocked by a former classmate of his, Owen O'Doherty. Shane Barry won a free a moment ago and wins another one here. The groans from the Kildimo Pallaskenry spectators will tell you they're not happy with that decision. They're not happy probably with the work rate. Sloppy free to give away, and Paul O'Brien looking for his 8 pointed free this match. Has missed one, but that was from well inside his own half. From my vantage point, Peter Nash encouraging his side to pick it up a little bit. Yet to score in the second half. O'Brien off the post from O'Brien, going to break here. just tailed back in and actually hit the post. Looked like it'd be going wide. Mopped up here by Brian O'Mara. And O'Mara, well, he was alive to the loose ball. Bit unlucky from Paul O'Brien with the free, but well mopped up by Brian O'Mara. And well, the management team will be happy with that. A sub making the impact, putting the ball over the bar, and now that's 4 in a row. And suddenly a 3-point lead for the men in red. Ball goes long here with the loose man wearing number 6. Brian Barry mops it up. Kicked up through the middle. Kyle Hayes is looking for it, but so is Paul O'Brien. It's loose there, and Tony McCarthy snaps it up and looks straight for Darren O'Connell. Gets it to hand O'Connell. Powerful runner now, O'Connell. O'Connell, he favours his left normally. What can you do from here? Back of the net! Off his right. Darren O'Connell, a much needed goal. 2 points in the first half. A goal now at the start of the second half, and that's going to sprinkle Kildimo Pallaskenry into life. 1-11-14. We are all level here, 8 minutes into the second half. Much needed boost for Kildimo Pallaskenry. A lovely ball by Tony McCarthy, exactly what O'Connell wanted. Took it in the left hand and just put the afterburners on and finished powerfully past Conor O'Brien. And we're in for a very, very exciting last 22 or 23 minutes. Kyle Hayes now. Hayes off the left, it's going to tail in, it's going to curl in. Wonderful stuff from Kyle Hayes. Who could forget man of the match in the All-Ireland Final 2018. He's 4 points here, and suddenly 4 points from Mungret at the start of the second half. 1-1 in reply now from the men in blue. And we're back to where we were at the start of the half. Loose ball here picked up again by Shane Barry into Rory Duff. Doesn't get it to hand, and Kildimo, Larkin O'Leary passes it out to Nash. Peter Nash unable to grasp it, but look at that work rate from Nash. Finds Kyle Hayes. Hayes, the arm is out for the advantage. Kyle Hayes has a shot. Going to drop into the goalkeeper's hand. And there'll be a second bite of the cherry for Kildimo.
By Larkin O'Leary, well done, boy!
Larkin O'Leary receives wide praise from his parishioners here. Good work from him to turn it over. Peter Nash mopped up another loose ball into Kyle Hayes, and he was fouled right in the middle of the pitch. And a chance for Liam Griffin to extend that lead. Griffin, straight between the sticks from Griffin. Lovely point. Kildimo Pallaskenry have a fine selection of young forwards, and Griffin is one of them. Lovely score there. And suddenly 2 point lead for Kildimo as Mungret work it up this left hand flank. Ball goes straight into Barry O'Connell's hand, and O'Connell is blocked down. Good play by Mulcahy. O'Connell, bit of a fist pump there on the way out. O'Connell wins his free as Mungret look to bring in number 20. That is Adam Butler, a man who has played plenty of games at this level in the last couple of years. Butler looks to be coming in now any moment as Eamon Stapleton dishes out a yellow card to that is number 12, Niall Mulcahy. 3 points in the first half, and now a yellow to go with that in the second half. John Chalk, as I said, a man familiar with long puck competitions. This one is a very long puck, but again just unable to find a target. And a second wide of the second half for Kildimo Pallaskenry. And Kyle Hayes snaps it up. Good work by Conor Staff to force the mistake. Kyle Hayes gets the nod from the umpire, and the white flag will be raised once again. 5 from Kyle Hayes, and when he's on this sort of form, he's very, very hard to stop at any level. He made captain this year as they look to go one better than last season. Beaten, as I said earlier on, in the Premier Intermediate Hurling Final after a replay by Blackrock. Blackrock in action tomorrow evening against Ballybrown. That game is on in Bruff at 7 p.m. The Rockies getting the job done, the second bite of the cherry against Kildimo last year, so Kildimo will have the bit between their teeth to do to go one better this year. As the sub down does come in, number 20 Adam Butler, as you just see there in the middle of the field. He's coming in. Looks like I think Jack O'Keefe might be the man who's making way. O'Keefe, late inclusion instead of Rory Maher. Rory Maher is the Limerick statistician with the senior team. Jack O'Keefe is a replacement. Just off target, one effort in the first half, but good work from O'Keefe as he makes way for Adam Butler. So inside the last 20 minutes here, Mungret suddenly 3 points down, a goal down. That Darren O'Connell goal a few minutes ago. Sean Barry was at full forward a few minutes ago, but pulls back here, and Darren O'Connell unable to control it as Conor Flahav tidies up.
Good stuff, yeah. Good ball, Shawnee. Hello, Shawnee. Oh, well done. Boy, Downsy, boy.
Kyle Hayes ends up on the deck, but the ball still hasn't found its way into a hand on either side. Comes back here, Peter Nash. Nash snaps it up and is fouled. A few oohs and ahs with that one. Nash is back to his feet very quickly. Poor foul to give away right under the nose of the match official. Peter Nash, as I said earlier, on the Limerick senior football panel for the last few years, but is a real leader in any sport he plays. Leading by example there to win the free, which Liam Griffin will look to put between the posts. But off target on this occasion is Griffin. Let off for Mungret. The quick puck out as Kildimo Pallaskenry drop back, and Mungret looked to get a much needed score now in towards O'Brien. Paul O'Brien and Barry O'Connell going for it. Stays inside here. As Tony McCarthy, the green helmet, in towards O'Connell. That was a combination for the goal. O'Connell has it. Drops the slitter. Good defensive work there. Although, again, protestations that there was a foul. Kyle Hayes has it. Kyle Hayes is hooked. Great work by Mungret there. Good work by Liam Harrington and a couple of his teammates. And Mungret come away with it through Brian Barry. A big turnover there. A big turnover there. Looked like Darren O'Connell might have got a shot away, but bottled up. And again, Kyle Hayes the same. And a chance for Mungret to clear their lines. Brian Barry getting a hold of it, getting fouled, and he's going to take this free. We're fast approaching the second water break of the evening. Ball goes in. Larkin O'Leary into Tony McCarthy. Sean Barry opens up the shoulders and looks all the way along towards a familiar sight, a yellow helmet of Darren O'Connell. His brother Kevin at the other end of the pitch, a cornerback wearing number 4. But Mungret come away with it. Conor Hellowell in long to Brian O'Mara, on target earlier on in this half. O'Mara flicks inside, and Cian Hayes. We heard so much about his brother, but this time he is blocked. Ball goes out of play, and a chance for Mungret to launch their latest attack. As I said, the water break a few minutes away. The water breaks have to take place at the discretion of the match referee between the 15th and 28th minute. We're in that bracket now. 15 and a half minutes gone, but perhaps Amos Stapleton is happy to let this go for another minute or two. It's caught inside. Good stick there, good stick work by Niall Mulcahy, but finds its way to... Oh, lovely block there by Cian Hayes on Paul O'Brien. Another great block by Cian Hayes. Great stuff there by Cian Hayes. First blocking Paul O'Brien, then blocking Brian O'Mara. And the ball finds its way out for a Mungret line ball, which Paul O'Brien is likely to take, but it's a very, very tight angle. He's probably going to have to look for a teammate from here. And as you'll probably see on your screen there, a number of extra supporters, as I said earlier, in behind the wall there. Familiar sight as we saw last weekend around the country. People taking up every extra vantage point. The capacity here limited to 200, which includes all officials, all players as well. O'Brien moves the flag out of his way, and a chance to cut this one over the bar. It's going to go thereabouts. It's into the back of the net. John Chalk thought he had it, and it slips through his fingertips. Paul O'Brien, well, a sideline cut. I thought it was a too cute an angle. He dropped it short for the point, which we must assume he was going for. John Chalk probably just lost the flight of it, and suddenly, at the water break, it is level 1-14 apiece. Well, we're in for a very, very exciting last 13 minutes here.
Come on, lads, you can do it. All right, come on, keep hurling. That's it, come on. No, that's why you're here. Fucking hell.
But he even had a second bite at it. That's another stuff. I'm coming on again now.
A couple of seconds, I'm sure, away from the resumption here. The water break still taking place. It's more a tactical break really than water. Kyle Hayes speaking with his colleagues there. Really trying to get them going. Very disappointed with the last few minutes there. The concession of the goal, but they had let Mungret back into it and were level entering the final few minutes here. Just over 10 minutes of normal time to play. Well, 11 by the watch that I have beside me here. 11 minutes to go. Mungret still in their huddle on the far touchline. As I said, the last 2 years these two sides have met. Mungret winning in 2018. Kildimo Pallaskenry winning in 2019. But before that they hadn't really met at championship level. But both sides are city divisional rivals, so would have played at various different grades. They will be familiar with each other, if not in championship, but certainly at through the grades and at obviously at underage level as well. So Mungret heading back to their positions. We've lost a couple of minutes there now, so it'll be interesting to see exactly how long extra we're going to have and who will need it the most. Going to be a resumption of a John Chalk puck out. He'll be disappointed with that concession of a goal, but a chance to make amends here if he can find a man in blue. Chalk goes long. Mungret have a hold of it here, and they're going to try and get their nostril ahead. It's such a tight game here. Goes into the corner here to Brian O'Mara. O'Mara looks around the corner towards Brendan Giltonan, on target early on, but been relatively quiet since then. But Barry O'Connell mopping it up again. O'Connell just playing that centre back position. He's playing very deep as a centre back, but he's mopping everything up here, and good work from him. But Mungret have it again, just inside their own half, as Conor Hillowell goes long or short, I should say, and the ball finds its way to Owen O'Doherty. Flick of a hand pass to Cian O'Brien. O'Brien back to Rory Duff, a man who's played freshers hurling for UL in the as recently as last year, 2019 rather, and Duff goes all the way. O'Connell there flicks it away. How did he manage to get a hurl to that? And a crossfield ball to Owen O'Doherty, unable to snap it, but a slip from Kyle Hayes gives him a little bit of breathing space. Liam Harrington, he looks for the sticks. Liam Harrington, the roar from the Mungret faithful here. They're happy with that one. Liam Harrington's second point of the evening, and 1:15-1:14 as there's a substitution on the Mungret team across on the far touchline. Looks like Niall Mulcahy, wearing number 12, 3 points in the first half. Just didn't break his way as much in the second half. He's replaced here. at wing forward. Interesting to see who exactly this is. Number 21, Daniel Larkin. As Kyle Hayes looks to snap up that puck out. Instead it goes to Darren O'Connell. Tight to the touchline. Balled up by 4 Mungret shirts there, and Mungret do get a hold of it. As Liam Harrington scored that point a minute ago. Clears his lines. Peter Nash mopping it up around the middle. Nash takes on his man. A real workhorse is Nash, and he lays it off towards Sean Barry. Barry looking low. But Mungret flick it up. Oh, it's going to break here to Tony McCarthy. But he, again, a lot of players losing their footing as the little bit of rain just after half time has made the pitch extremely wet. And the ball is extremely wet too, because Liam Harrington just took his eye off it for a second, and it spills out over the line for a sideline ball as Liam Griffin looks to take it. But first he'll have to fix his right boot, which came off, I'd say, about 35 seconds ago. Interesting to see what he'll do here. Will he have a shot at goal? The boot is fixed. Rory Duff and Tony McCarthy in front of him, in case it is miss-hit, but he'll look to split the 6. It is miss-hit. Rory Duff is first there, but Tony McCarthy flicks it away brilliantly. Tony McCarthy is not going to have the legs. Go short. And Mungret look to come away with it. They have, but it finds its way back to Tony McCarthy. And instead, it's Daniel Larkin who mops it up for Mungret, and they're going to clear their lines through Brian Barry. Looking for the familiar sight of Paul O'Brien, but hasn't really fallen its way to O'Brien in play. He's been very good from frees, but Kyle Hayes now. Kyle Hayes off his left. This is going to be short. It's also going to be wide. That's a bit of a mini victory there for Mungret. 4 wides in the second half for Kildimo Pallaskenry, as their mentors are asked to remove themselves from the field of play. Again, Kyle Hayes, he seems to be everywhere this evening. Where one place he is on the ball right now. Kyle Hayes. Kyle Hayes back onto his favoured left, and a nod from one umpire to the other. Kyle Hayes, that is 6 now, I believe, for him, and 6 of the 115 that they've scored. Basically a third of their total. He's been very, very busy. He'd have been disappointed with his effort a few seconds earlier, but a poor puck out. Mungret unable to grab it, and Kyle Hayes doesn't need a second invitation as he levels this one, entering the final 5 minutes. Adam Butler now hasn't really got on the ball since he came on. The water break didn't help him, but Butler, great run from Butler. The arm is out from Eamon Stapleton. Great work from Butler. Exactly what I'm sure the mentors are looking for him. Take the ball to hand, drive at the defence and see what comes of it. And it's going to be a free and a chance for Liam Griffin to put Kildimo back in front. Players from both sides can, from my position, can be heard instructing their sides to just pick it up for those last few minutes. Griffin is off target across the face of goal and right, wide to the right. It's 2 frees now. He's left go in the second half. He'll be disappointed. Normally very accurate from those frees as a Mungret make a sub. The sub for Mungret here, I'm not sure now exactly. There's a switch of positions as well. Liam Harrington is staying on, but he's going to switch across to the opposite side. I'm not sure who's gone off, but Kieran O'Dowd, number 19, is in. He's just in front of us here on this near touchline. So Mungret. Kyle Hayes, another turnover, gets it to hand on his knees, picks it up, looks for Tony McCarthy, another willing runner from midfield. McCarthy, who played full back last season, ends up on the deck there with Connor Staff, one of the White Helmet Brigade. Staff back to Darren O'Connell. Can he add to his 1-2 so far? Not on this occasion. Back to Larkin O'Leary, opens the shoulders, but miss hits it, and another wide. The wide starting to mount. 6 now in the second half. They're over double digits in this game, of which we have approximately 3 minutes of normal time, plus I'm going to imagine at least 2 or 3 more on top of that. So 6 or 7 minutes at least left to run in this one, as another puck out finds its way into the opposition hands. It's Cathal Downs. Downs flicks it back inside. Mungret though, don't let it go that easy, as O'Brien comes away with it to O'Doherty. Rides the challenge, and O'Doherty lays it off to that's Shane Barry. Conor Hellawell looks direct to his full forward line. Brendan Giltanan, a man who went to school in Pallaskenry secondary school, that is, as Giltanan is blocked and the umpire is straight out looking for the 65. Bit of confusion here. The umpire is signalling 65. I think Eamon Stapleton seems happy it was a wide, but it is going to be a 65. And that could be crucial at this stage, as I said, level entering the last few minutes. Paul O'Brien, his last place ball hit a post and was recycled. Eventually found its way over the bar from Brian O'Mara. And his last place ball, and before that was a sideline cut which found its way to the back of the net. Paul O'Brien with the first 65 of the evening, and the first 65 pointed as well. Brilliant effort there. And Mungret 116, Kildimo 115 as we enter the last few minutes of this. Look down for Sean Barry, flicked away to Darren O'Connell. Good work there by Conor Flahav, on a yellow early on this match, but has held his discipline since. Looked to put a hand on it on the floor. There's bodies in there everywhere, and Mungret, a red shirt, comes away with it. And right in front of their extra spectators, the few tickets that they did have, they're all congregated down towards that side of the ground. They're delighted with that. See, it appear Flahav put his hand on the slitter on the deck, but Eamon Stapleton didn't see it that way. So Mungret earned a free and a chance to clear through Conor O'Brien. O'Brien holds on to the number 1 spot this year was Louis D, the sub-goalkeeper. He's on the Limerick 20s panel. Another fine shot stopper. But Mungret electing to go with Conor O'Brien for this one. Cathal Downs. Downs finds Conor. Staff driving run to Sean Barry. Has to take the touch. Back to Kyle Hayes. Will he check onto his left? He does everything in his power to do so. Good work there from young Duff. Rory Duff, great block. Two men that will definitely know each other from their days in UL, but Hayes has a hold of it. A pull there on Sean Barry. Not sure exactly who the Mungret man was, but a disappointing free to give away at this stage, and a chance for Liam Griffin to split the sticks. In fact, it does look like a change of free takers to number 10, that's Sean Barry. Yet to get on the score sheet today. We've seen this from Kildimo Pallaskenry in the past, switching free takers during games, and they've done so here. Liam Griffin, good in the first half, but just not going his way in the second half, so Sean Barry assumes the free taking duties as we are a minute into stoppage time. 1:15, 1:16. And Sean Barry clears the crossbar and clears the net as well. Great strike, and his first free of the evening means we have a level game with... Now I'm not sure what that's for. The goalkeeper, I'm told by someone beside me here, threw it up and caught it. Eamon Stapleton, sharp as you like, goes in. It's going to be a throw ball on the 20-metre line. It is thrown in. But luckily for Mungret, they come away with it. Duff, brilliant block on Hayes a minute ago. Hayes looks to do the same to him. Chance for Paul O'Brien here. Paul O'Brien driving forward with it. What can he do from here? He loses Larkin O'Leary on the way. Oh, and good work there from Kildimo Pallaskenry to get the bodies back and force the turnover. So the next score could be the winning goal. Sean Barry levelled it a minute ago. Barry, no, it's off to the left. Good work by Barry. Great snap into the hand, but just kind of rushed the shot a bit and off target. There has been plenty of draws in this grade in the last number of years since it was formed. Probably one of the most competitive grades in Limerick, the Premier Intermediate grade. Every year there seems to be at least 2 or 3 draws, if not more, and looks like we're heading for one here unless someone can make themselves a hero. A reminder, 4 teams in this group. Cappamore will play Kildimo Pallaskenry next week, while Mungret will face Brewery. Cappamore and Brewery do face off on Sunday evening in Kilteely, so a chance for these sides to get top of the table after round 1. Looks like Mungret are going to have a chance to clear their lines through goalkeeper Conor O'Brien. O'Brien to Flav, and it's Shane Barry here inside. Can Mungret force an opportunity? Back to Shane Barry. Plenty of bodies there, but Barry loses it. It looks like Tony McCarthy. It's Peter Nash now as well. He's going to clear it, but he's found a red shirt. Chance for next score wins really in this one. Just over 3 minutes gone in this half, and great work there from Kevin O'Connell. Let's Kyle Hayes have it now. Hayes, the second time Vaskin grasps it. 2 or 3 red shirts around him. Are we heading for a draw? The scrum around the middle will suggest we are. Can someone get the ball out of there? Both sides looking for frees here, and it's Mungret to come away with it. Liam Harrington, 2 points from him in this one, and can he help his side get the lead score? Peter Nash, he's happy it's his. Mungret aren't. It's going to be a Mungret line ball. There cannot be much long left in this. 4 minutes over now we are. Very, very good game of hurling. If I'm not mistaken, the largest lead of the game was just 4 points. It's ebbed and flowed, been levelled on plenty of occasions. As Conor Hellowell lines up this line ball. Gets a good cut in it, but in fact it drifts back out for a line ball to Kildimo Pallaskenry. It's hard to know who'd be happier with the draw. Probably Mungret, having trailed for a significant spell of the second half, as the ball is pulled back to John Chalkies to come all the way out to get it. Good little pick and hand pass to Barry O'Connell. Good play from Chalk there. Alert, sharp, and O'Connell clears long towards Kyle Hayes, but it's again defences on top really in the stoppage time. No forward really putting up their hand to go and win the game. Will we have one now? O'Doherty. Owen O'Doherty recycles it back. There's a clash of a hurley there as Cian O'Brien rides his shoulder there. Back outside to Paul O'Brien. Paul O'Brien threw a couple of tackles. Back to Duff. Finds himself in space. Can he win it? And Duff does it. Rory Duff. 65 minutes and 24 seconds gone, I believe. 1:17-1:16 in favour of Mungret. Rory Duff. He looks to have won it. And he has won it! What a finale here. Rory Duff with his only score of the evening. 1:17-1:16. Dejection for Kildimo Pallaskenry. Elation for Mungret. 1 round of the championship down, and Mungret have their first 2 points on the board. Thank you for joining us. A full-time scoreline here in Clorina. Kildimo Pallaskenry 1:16. Mungret St. Paul's 1:17.